Chapter 35. Faragha answered the door, his dark eyes flooding when he saw who it was. He was dressed in sweats and cardigan with slippers on his feet. He gave a quick shudder, reacting to the cold air. "Give me a minute." He closed the door and came back, wearing a parka and a scarf. He stepped outside and regarded his watch. "Can't whatever it is wait until the morning?" Decker said, "Actually, we came here to talk to your wife." "Olivia?" "Yes, Olivia. Why?" "Can we come in? It's cold." Decker rubbed his hands to prove the point. "I don't want you upsetting Olivia. But you must know why we're here." Silence. "We have a witness, Aldo. Someone who can point Olivia at Katrina's house on the night she was murdered. But that's impossible." Faragha stopped talking. "Impossible?" Decker finished the word. "Why would that be impossible?" "I'll be happy to answer any questions. I will even come to the station house. But please do not drag my wife into this. Unfortunately, she dragged herself." "Do you have an arrest warrant?" "No." "Then please leave." The front door opened. Olivia was a wraith of a woman with long, wavy blonde hair, blue eyes, and sunken cheeks. A cable knit sweater hung on her body. Her legs were housed in baggy jeans. She appeared as if she hadn't eaten in decades. "Please come in." "Olivia." "It's all right, Aldo. I've had enough." She turned to Decker and McAdams. "Please come in." It was warm inside, stifling after standing in the cold for 5 minutes. The living room was immaculate, and a fire was going on in the hearth. Decker said, "Thank you for your cooperation, Mrs. Faragha. Actually, we'd like to talk to you at the station house. We'd like to talk to both of you there." "I can come down," Olivia told them, "but my children are asleep. Aldo must stay. I'll call someone to watch them for you." "No." Olivia shook her head, and the mass of tresses that came along with it. "The kids need at least one parent to guide them through life. Aldo will stay until I get back. Just let me get my coat." She turned and walked away. Faragha said, "This is outrageous." His cheeks were red. "I'm calling my lawyer right now." Decker heard his rant, but didn't answer. Olivia's odd words were pricking his brain. The kids need at least one parent to guide them through life. "Shit," Decker slapped his face. "Do you own guns, Faragha?" "Oh, God." Faragha ran to the bedroom and tickled the lock knob. He pounded on the door and shouted, "Olivia, open up." A pause and more banging. "Open up. Move aside." Decker rammed his shoulder into the door. With McAdams' help, they splintered the wood. The hole was just big enough for Decker's hand to slip through. He unlocked the door and swung it open. He stood there with the gun pointed at her temple. Olivia dropped the gun. Decker took a half step backward so not to crowd her space. "Please don't hurt yourself. You have children. They need a mother. They need you." "Drop the gun." "I'm useless to them now." "Don't say that. Don't ever say that. Children can't live without their mother. You know that. We both know who the real parent is. Put the gun down. We all know it was an accident. There is a better solution." The barrel was still touching her temple. Abruptly, she shifted positions, her arms coming forward, aiming the barrel of the gun towards Faragha's chest. In an instant, Decker jumped on top of Faragha, bringing him down to the floor. Just as the gun exploded, a bullet sang through the air, going over their heads. At the same time, McAdams charged Olivia's legs, knocking her over with the gun, going off a second time before it finally skidded to the floor. Decker lunged towards the gun and grabbed the grip. Still on the floor, he opened the chamber and pulled out the bullets. He stood up and, with shaking hands, pocketed the bullets. Tyler was still wrestling with Olivia. His expensive cashmere coat had been ripped at the right shoulder, with the tear oozing blood. Decker got the woman face down on the floor with her hand behind her back. "I'll need a belt." McAdams complied and ripped it off his pants. He handed it to Decker. Suddenly his shoulder felt like it was on fire. He touched it and regarded his fingertips. "Fuck." He winced. Lightning really does strike twice. Decker shouted as he secured her wrist. "Faragha, call an ambulance." A teenage boy came into the room, dazed and scared. "What's going on?" Faragha said, "Go back to your room, Tommaso." "What'd you do to her this time?" the boy screamed. "Go back to bed," Faragha screamed. "You tried to kill her, you bastard." Decker said, "Will someone call an ambulance now?" Tommaso, "Go back to bed or I'll..." "You what?" Decker stood and brought Olivia to her feet. "Son, go back to your room now. We need to sort this out and you're getting in the way." Olivia smiled angry at her son. "I'm fine, Tommaso. Please do as the policeman says." Reluctantly, the furious boy went to his room and slammed the door. To Faragha, Decker said, "Did you call an ambulance?" "Don't bother." McAdams rode her shoulder. "It's just a graze. I mean, it hurts, but I'll be fine. The bullet must be somewhere in the room. I'll get forensics on it." "You need an ambulance, Tyler," Decker said. "I'm fine. We need a team down here. They're going to ask questions since the firearm was discharged." "I'll take care of it, Decker." McAdams picked up his cell and went into the corner to talk. Then he hung up. "They'll be down as soon as possible. You can take her down to the station house." Faragha blurted out, "I'm coming with her. I'm bringing a lawyer to Olivia," he said. "Don't owe me anything until you talk to him." Olivia sneered at her husband. "You're in no position to tell me what What or what not to do. I'll handle forensics, McAdam said. With the shooting, radar will probably come down. You'll need to get that looked at, Tyler. After we've got this sorted out, McAdams said. I'm okay, actually. I'm real pissed. She ruined my coat. When McAdams had said it made perfect sense. The kid was remarkably sanguine. The captain would come down and he would certainly be able to direct everything. Decker's heartbeat still had yet to come down. Adrenaline was pounding through his veins, making him jittery. He was definitely too old for this. You need to have a doctor check you out. It's just a little blood. Tyler, I'll get it taken care of, but it's not serious. If I can say that without fainting, you know I'm telling the truth. Someone was slamming the door. It's our backup. I'll get it. With Olivia's arms behind her back, Decker led her to the front door with Farrago and tow. Don't say anything, Olivia. When she didn't answer, Farrago implored. Please don't say anything. Her reaction was to turn her face away. Decker briefed the two uniformed officers. Afterwards, he blew out air and looked at Tyler. So you'll take it from here until radar comes down? I said I would, he winced. You're in pain. I was shot, so yes, I'm in pain, but I'm okay. I swear, go. Decker regarded the kid's eyes. He felt his voice choke up. Risky move there, Harvard, taking her down with a gun in her hand. But knowing where she was pointing, I sent a thank you for it. I paused. Thank you, and thank you. All in a day's work, he wins. Just don't pat me on the shoulder for a while. Face to face in the interview room, Olivia rubbed her wrist and hand and said, thank you for taking off the belt. Decker said, do you want some water? No, thank you. Anything to eat? Nothing. Given her physical appearance, food was probably not a top priority. Decker turned on the tape machine and tested it. When he saw that it was working, he identified himself and Olivia Farraga, who gave time, date, and location, who turned his attention to her. Would you like to start from the beginning? Alda said I should talk to a lawyer, but first I want to hear what you have to say. We have CCT cameras, Decker lied. We know it's your van parked outside Dr. Belford's house. We know where Aldo was at that hour, so we know it was you who drove over there, and we have a witness. Olivia looked down. I don't know what to do. Should I ask for a lawyer? She had an ever so slight Italian accent. Decker said, we know it was an accident, Olivia. There was mitigating circumstances. You're a good woman and a great mother. How do you know that? Because I know who's been running the household where Aldo's runs around. It's obvious. She was quiet. Decker looked forward and dropped his voice. Good people have good accidents, terrible accidents. Just tell me what happened. She sighed. Things happen. Yes, they do. I do not mean to hurt your partner, for instance. I know. He came at me. It was an accident. I realise that. Are you going to charge me? I'd like to talk about Katrina Belfort first. She hesitated. What's to talk about? Why did you go there in the first place? To see if Aldo was telling the truth, to see for myself if he was there. Around what time was that? She looked down. I'm a terrible mother. How can you say that? Your son obviously adores you. I left them alone. When you went to Katrina's house, you mean? Yes, she looked at him, tears in her eyes. I left them alone. How old's your son? 14. He's old enough to babysit. You wouldn't be discharged for anything. You wouldn't be charged for anything. Maybe not legally. Morally, I was negligent. Olivia, what time did you go to Katrina Belford's house? We have CCT cameras. You should know. I do know. I want to hear it from you. She was quiet. Decker waited her out. Around 11:30, she said. Finally, now that she had put herself at the scene, Decker knew the rest would eventually follow. Go on. What happened next? I didn't see Aldo's car, but that means nothing. Sometimes he walks from his office to a house. I know because I followed him. He's so dense, he never even noticed, or maybe he did and just didn't care. I understand. So you showed up at Katrina Belford's house at 11:30 in the morning. What happened next? I knocked on her door. Her face grew flat, devoid of emotion. She seemed to be replaying the events in her head. She opens the door, asks if Aldo is there, and she says no. I ask if I can look around, and she says yes, and she invites me in. Recited in present tense. Good, Decker said. You go into the house, and then? I look around. Aldo is not there. I'm going to leave. But she asks if I want coffee, like we're friends having social time together, so casual. At that moment, I hated her even more, which was silly. If it wasn't her, it would be someone else. Stupid man. But you sat down with her anyway. Yes, it was a mistake. She rubbed her wrists again. A big mistake. I should have left, but Curiosity got the better of me. Who is this woman and why is she dating a married man? Is she sorry? Does she feel ashamed? I wanted to know. The room was quiet. We talked. She was quite charming. I might have liked her in a different situation, but her affable nature made it worse. How did the conversation begin? A little of this and a little of that. Then she looks me in the eye. She apologized for her bad behavior. there is no sincerity in it, okay? She tells me it's over and that it won't happen ever again, but I don't believe her. Why should I believe her? I tell her that. I said, why should I believe you? I understand. She keeps at it, repeating herself, it's over, it's over. Then she says, her face grew hard, then she says to me that she's no longer interested in Alda, that he means nothing to her. Anything that she has ever felt for him has vanished, discarded Alda like it was a spoiled milk that made you mad, furious. I knew she was lying. I know she was lying. That she really loves him like I love him. So I tell her that she's lying. That it is Aldo who doesn't want her. That she can't have him. Tears fell down her cheek. She kept saying she doesn't want him. She doesn't want him. I remained faithful to him for 18 years, loving him all the time. And that whore doesn't want him. I tell her I don't believe her. And then do you know what happened? Tell me. She got up and said, you can't believe whatever you want. Just make sure your goddamn husband stays away from me. Otherwise I'll take out a restraining order. That whore seduced him away from his wife and then has nerve to threaten him with a restraining order. Outrageous. It was a mean-spirited and unforgivable. I pushed her. I said, you wouldn't dare. And she pushed me back and says that she would. So I pushed her again. She stopped talking. Go on, Livia. I want to hear it all. Tell me exactly what happened. It was an accident. I know it was. But you need to tell me how it occurred. Olivia shrugged. She fell backwards. She hit her head on something. Then fell to the floor and hit her head again. I heard her skull crack. I saw the blood pouring from her head. I didn't mean to hurt her. It just happened. I believe you. So what did you do after she fell? I was in shock. I'm sure you were. Did you try to help her? No. Did you call 911? No. Did you call anyone? Not right away, no. So think back, Olivia. What did you do immediately after Katrina Bell hit her head? Olivia dries eyes focused on Dick's face. She shrugged again. I watched her die.